I am Sudanese. I come from Sudan. I left from Sudan. I have a problem with the government. I am married. I have children. I have four children. I study in Sudan, all school and university also in Sudan. Border, from Chad border to Libya, from Libya to Egypt, from Egypt to I buy visa, buy money from some people in Egypt and go to Turkish, from Turkey to Greece. 1 year, 7 months. When I arrive, go to camp. Lives there 4 months. After that, I live outside in the garden 3 months. I have home, I have credit card, I have all. Now 1 year, 7 months, like animals. Eat and sleep. Go around and go back to home, sleep. Like that. Nothing. I go to school. Greek and French language now, yes. I can't go to any country.
Right now, people, not only in Greece, but also in other countries of the European Union, after implementing all these neoliberal policies, people having less jobs, having less money, people are giving the struggle of everyday survival. So, from this point of view, people are getting more and more conservative, and they don't care too many times for the others. Because they have their own problems to resolve. And this is a trap that neoliberalism has put us within. In Libya, we can see people, how you call it, people selling people in 21st century. Slaves, selling slaves. Which is the revivement of slavery in Libya. While in Turkey there is a constant violation of human rights. And the European Union has signed an agreement both with Turkey and Libya. The real life has proven that all these desperate people, they are capable of doing anything in order to come into what they imagine as a dream. Europe is a dream compared to their living conditions in their countries. They have a fantasy that here it's something like paradise. They are determined to arrive here, and we have seen all over the last 3 years more than 1.5 million people have crossed the Greek borders, and by any means. And we've seen from people from 85 and 90 years old to newborn babies. So these people are determined, they are trying to avoid wars, poverty or executions. And so by any means, these borders controls can stop them. Will deepen, the refugee crisis will deepen. I think it's for Europe right now, it's a permanent phenomenon. And instead of Europe, instead of inventing, preventing these wars, preventing these people leaving their homes, and investing economically, politically in these areas, they don't care about what's happening there, or not only do they not care, but too many times they are accomplices. They are accomplices in supporting governments or so-called movements, rebel movements, that have created this situation.
As you probably know, the situation here in Greece is kind of hard because the alternative that the state proposes for refugee hosting is the camp. You can see, what is happening in the islands, the terrible situation over there, and so on. So I think City Plaza is one of the best solutions that Greece has to offer right now. So as you can imagine, the demand is huge. So we have a very large waiting list at the moment, and people come to the door at all times asking for a place to stay. So mostly we keep the names, and whenever a place empties, we decide, who can come, and we always try to keep kind of an ethnic balance. We made the decision because here in Greece the refugee crisis was huge. So as the Greek left, we felt that we had to respond somehow. It took great preparation, and when we actually found the building and had everything ready to come in, it was a few days that were exceptionally hard, because this was abandoned for I think 7 years. So it took huge effort to clean it and make it livable. To me, the huge success of City Plaza is that it manages to combine, I think, a very good response to those people's everyday needs, because you see a building where 400 people live in currently, who come from different countries, different backgrounds, and we kind of we have to make it work every single day from the beginning, but we have managed quite well, I think. But on the same time, exactly, we have proved how inefficient all of the state policies right now are, because if we can do it, the state could also do it, and supposedly in a much better way. The fake arguments about why refugees have to be abandoned in the camps, they don't hold at all. So we have proven that we can live together and we can live with dignity, and so this is the only thing that actually matters concerning the refugee situation in Greece right now.
I'm Syrian, originally from Damascus. My hometown, it's away from downtown Damascus. I decided to leave around about 2 years ago, when it was like high risk for me to stay much longer in Damascus, so I had to leave to Turkey. Then from Turkey, I also crossed the border to Greece. Yeah, I crossed by land from Turkey. Walking, yeah. In total, we spent around a month on the way, because we tried a couple of times. So it took us, the whole journey took us around 1 month. We were around 63 people crossing the border from Turkey to Greece, mostly Syrians. We had some Kurdish people with us. We had some Kurdish people also, Turkish and Kurdish, both of them. But mostly Syrians coming from Syria, crossing the border. And we arrived here last summer. My life is good. My life is good. Trying to survive as everyone, let's say. I'm already a volunteer. I was a volunteer in Syria, in Damascus, before I left. Sorry. So So the spirit's still there, and this engine inside still wanna give more and more, and to be part from everything I couldn't handle. So we're doing the medical support here in this lovely place, and I'm running a project for empowering women empowering. I do love Greece. The plan is to keep going with my life, and I want to apply for a master in Europe. So I'm waiting a chance to keep going with my journey until I find my place. I would love to be in UK or in Ireland. My plan is to reach Dublin. Europe is good if you know your limit. Like, you have to know your limit when to stop, and if you reach this good level, you can survive here. I'm really proud to be a refugee and a volunteer at the same time.
Steps was founded on 2016, so we talk less and we act more, so the idea is through action to show what we have to say. People that they've been with us was about 1,500 people, mostly from abroad. In the beginning it was people that they was on a move. And nowadays it's people that they are not anymore on the move. In their minds they have still that they are on the move, but the reality says that they are not. I believe that it's a global, let's say, decision on what's happening with all this kind of situation. I mean, if you see the same things happening in United States with the people that they are coming from Latin America, the same thing is happening in European Union, even people coming from Africa or Middle East or Asia. We don't collaborate with international and big NGOs because for us they are part of the system, because they are taking money from the States or the European Union, and it's like legalize the policies of the States and the European Union. We have 4 street work shifts, walking in the city of Athens and try to find and identify the people and speak with them and try to listen to them. One team is focusing on, let's say, the exploitation of the unaccompanied minors. Another team focusing on the drug use. Another team focusing on the homeless people. And there is one more team that usually, let's say, observing and try to see different areas and if there is any other issues, so that we have to do something. Twice a week we have a one-stop. It's a STEPS project in collaboration with other groups. There is Ithaca Laundry, which is a mobile laundry, so people can come and wash their clothes. It's the social psychiatrist community. So they have social workers and psychologists and psychiatrists. The Doc Mobile, which is doctors, nurses and doctors, to give a medical support or connect people with hospitals or give first aid, which is in many cases, it happens very often. STEPS has the drinks and the food and a playground if there is any children there. There is a free Wi-Fi, chargers for the people to have some entertainment for these people in order to feel, to do something different in their daily life. Many of us, we are focusing on, let's say, to open the borders and people has to let's say, to free moving. But we are forgetting that the first right is that everyone has the right to live in the place that they born. This is the first right.
Well, I volunteer with the Drop in the Ocean. It's a Norwegian organization that started in 2015. It was founded here on Lesbos. We started with rescuing people, with the spotting, when there was a lot of boats arriving from Turkey. And we left after the EU-Turkey agreement and returned back because we see more and more people are arriving. So we returned last year at the end of October. We are patrolling the coastline at night between 11 and 7 in the morning and spotting for boats. So we would say that per week at the moment there will be at least one boat arriving that needs help from volunteers to bring them safely ashore. Some nights are more busy, and during the day I start to plan some other activities for the volunteers to help where it's needed. Conditions on Lesbos are really bad. Many people are still in need of basic needs are not covered yet in terms of food, clothing, access to showers, water, hygiene. Although many organizations are focusing on providing activities such as language courses or workshops for the children, it's still the basic needs that needs to be covered, and that's why we try to combine. So the concerns are that Moria is overfilled, there are too many people. It was built for 2,000 people, now it's 6,000 people there. The conditions are bad, it's cold during the night, many are staying in tents. They have made sections in Moria for different groups, separating women and men, minors as well, but it doesn't really function because it's just too many, overcrowded. And we try to get people out as much as possible, especially during the day. Evenings are hard for them, it gets dark, especially lonely women without family here, and minor girls are afraid of getting around on Lesbos, of being in Moria. So I think the main thing is to try to deal with the issue of too many people being here in a lockdown situation without being able to leave the island of Lesbos. For me, being on the shoreline, receiving the boats has been most difficult part, because I see people in despair coming here for a better place to be, and not all of them are exactly aware of what's going on and what's waiting for them in Moria camp. We've been working in the warehouses, community centers, but now we're starting to get some kind of permanent projects. So for example, Nikos and Katarina's place, a home for a day, is definitely scheduled for us to be more a permanent project where we can help.
We start long time ago. When the first boats came here, we was the first people south, the area of airport, and every night we went there. Katerina cooked, and when we close the restaurant, we offer the people, when they start to coming by boats, food, also collecting clothes from the local people, and we start to give them help at the beach every night until early morning. After building the camps, some NGOs came. We organized better what they was doing, and we made food for them, about 2,000 portions for Moria every day, fish, after rice, egg, and we still do that for all those years. Every day more and more people coming here to eat. So some people, they don't like that we doing, but the point is, came here authorities and gave us fines 34,000 euros until now. In total, until now. Yeah.
When we still were a restaurant?
Yes.
Because the people couldn't believe that we do this for free. So they insist that the refugees coming here, they are paying and we are not giving the food for free. And this brings, so this is the first reason we decide to stop being a restaurant and being an NGO. But this makes things more difficult for us because as a restaurant we had some profit, so we could easily use the profit to give the free food. Now we need help from people.
They know us now what exactly we are doing, and they trust us completely. Now, 3 days per week, we have the miners from Moria. We have permission from court for that, and we are the only place allowed to bring them out of the camp. Coming here, and we make a nice lunch for them and nice party for them, and they have fun 3 times per week.
I'm born in Pakistan, then my life is really nice and everything good, but then 4 years start problem in my family or something like this, so I can leave my country. Then I can came to Turkey and stay there like 6 months, and then I have some problem there and I can leave it and I can come there and stay here for 2 years and be here. Yeah, I can come with like too much walk and sometimes in back to the cars, not in the seat in the backside, and it's also walk in the hills, and I can come with the boats. And yeah, first Pakistan to Iran, and Iran to Turkey, and Turkey to Lesbos. No, I cannot choose Greece, and I don't want to live here, but I am like a prison here, a beautiful prison. I am free, but I cannot go anywhere. So I am here, but I don't want to stay here. I can try to leave before to Lesbos, and I can done it, and police again catch me in Athens and deport back to Lesbos. It's one biggest problem in Pakistan. We don't have too much work to people. You can see in the news of Pakistan, he have lost in everywhere in Pakistan. That is the problem people leave this country. Before, I think, and everybody says that it's not in Europe. He says it's very good. It's like humans. It's very care to humans. But now I can came here and I can see everything, like how much he can care to human. And now I understand. But I have problems, so I can't go back. And I think I can't go in Europe, and I can't go back. So I don't have any way what I can do for myself. But I can try.
The reason we stay away of the camps and try to help outside of the camps, it's only one. If you are an NGO and you work inside the camp, there are strict rules. So like this, we feel that you cannot actually help because it's not able for you to do whatever you want. You have to ask, you have to follow rules, and this is allowed and this is not allowed.
Also now, if you go in Mytilene, you can see everywhere refugees without money, not allowed to go to cafe, some of them. They try to find a place to have free Wi-Fi to talk with their families. So now we are almost ready to open for them a second place in the center and they can go there. They can use free Wi-Fi. They can drink a coffee for free, and they can have a place for them in the center. Like
We're willing to do some lessons also there, like Greek. But it's important for them because some of them they want to stay here, and if they don't speak the language, it's difficult to find a job. I think this might help them, and English lessons also.
And now, before 6 months, I'm with Nikos, and I'm really happy. It's like home, and everybody like care like family. And Nikos is a really good man, and he can make food and give him to food, and I really love it. And I can stay here for this. If I can stay in Moria, I think I can't stay more, but I can stay with these people. So I'm like little strong because somebody have to help me and support me. So I'm happy with the Nikos and everything.
Pues aquí en la isla es que no hay ninguna NGO que se dedica de apoyar a ese grupo de personas. Entonces, pues hacía falta eso, que pues muchas veces vinieron la gente y nos contaron los problemas que vienen con el ser member, con el ser miembro del grupo LGBT. Entonces, sí, hacía falta y les empezamos pues a apoyar como podemos. No somos un NGO, sino pues que somos todas personas que tienen otros proyectos en que estamos trabajando, pero que les apoyamos como podemos. Existe desde junio del año 2017. Lo que hacemos es pues juntarnos una vez a la semana para hablar sobre los problemas que tenemos o cada meeting, cada reunión es distinta, ¿no? Trabajamos en lo que podemos hacer. Una cosa muy importante que desde el principio era como el tema, era el no poder estar en Moria, porque en Moria es donde les pasan las cosas peores. Entonces, eso fue un tema muy grande de cómo podemos intentar a que ellos puedan vivir de una forma donde les respetan, en vez de estar en Moria donde tienen que vivir con gente que son homofobia, por ejemplo. Y entonces, pues ahora desde hace meses estuvimos buscando una casa y ayer en la reunión les hemos dicho que por fin hemos encontrado una casa y vamos a montar pues una casa donde caben bastante personas y ahí pueden vivir entre ellos sin tener el miedo de que alguien les haga problema.
من مرتضی هستم از افغانستان. من سینا هستم و از افغانستان. من توی خانواده مذهبی به دنیا آمدم و اینکه خانواده من نه تنها خانواده من، جامعه من، کشور من، مردمان من کاملا مخالف ماها هستم و زمانی که خانواده من فهمیده بودن اول گفتم که تو باید زن بگیری و من به این کارشون مخالفت کردم. اینکه آنها منو مجبور تحلیل به من کردن، گفتن که اگه این کارت ادامه بدی، اگه میخوای گی باشی تو باید بمیری، تو رو ما میکشیم، تو برای ما لکه من هستی.
همین چی از او تجربه شروع شد که شخصا خودم که سرمان داده بود، من حتی به برادرم نگفتم. فکر میکنم همش تقصیر برادرم بود که منو دعوت کرد به اون کار کردم تو اون شهر. من بعد از اون اون شب کشور ترک کردم. شب بود، شب حتی کفش نداشتم. اومده بودم ترمینال و نمیدونم فقط رفتم دور شدم از اونجا دوستایی پیدا کردم دم را که مثل خودم نه تو هم مسیری مرز. ما بعد یه هفته بیشتر ایران رسیدیم. حتی اون به مرز که رسیدیم اونجا طالبان بود و من اونقدر ترسیده بودم که از این حالت خودم یه روسری گرفتم روی خودم خاک زدم و که کم چهرم خاکی‌تر بشن شاید منو نبینم رد بشن. بعد مدت‌ها از اونجا من ترک کردم، تونستم یه پولی در بیارم و بیام سمت ترکیه. تا تو ترکیه ما رو پلیس گرفته بودن و ما بیشتر روزامون داخل کمپ ها بودیم. 40 روز آخرین باری که آدم 40 روز مونده بودیم. بعد از اینکه دوباره اینجا رسیدیم و با سینا آشنا شدم.
ما همدیگه رو داخل کمپ شناختیم. اولی که من اینو شناختم داخل کمپ که چه گرایشی داره چه گرایش داره یعنی چه شخصی هست. اما باز هم چیز هست با اینی که ما در کشور رسیدیم که آزادی کامل داره ولی اون محیط کمپ همان حالت کشورهایی که کشورهای اسلامی داره، چون اونجا مهاجرین هستن، همه مهاجرین حالا از افغانستان از کشور دیگه. اینو کلا اینا با ما مخالفت احساس امنیت اونجا داخل اون کمپ نداره. و از زمانی که من با مرتی آشنا شدم 2 روز بعدش کسانی که داخل همون خیمه ما بودیم زندگی می‌کردیم 7 نفر پیدا منو زدن و از این به بعد حالا مخالفت‌ها شروع شد. ولی باز هم اشاره که کردیم قبلا گفتیم این داره اون سخت‌ها رو ما تحمل می‌کنیم تا بتونیم آینده بهتر بسازیم.
آره با وجود که حتی من چند شب پیش به خاطر همین مسئله دعوام شد و اینجا سینم خیلی درد میکنه. 3 نفری پریدن من زدن، اما با وجود بازم اون دعواها که بگذاریم و ما واقعا خوشحال هستیم با وجود هرچند که دعوا هست ولی ما تونستیم هم دیگر پیدا کنیم و این مکان واقعا زیباست. من تونستم مثلا با سینا آشنا بشم و از اینجا اومدیم با دوستان خودمون هم نام خودمون پیدا کردیم. خیلی
When I arrive in Turkey, that I know that I'm in Turkey, and when I arrive in Turkey, some mafia they kidnapped me. They told me they are coming to receive me, and I believe them. I'm go with them. After that, they many times they trying to rape me. I had again sex abusing in Turkey. I have to pay money to them. After I arrived here, Lesbos, I arrived 2016, 13 December 2016, I arrived in Moria. Last year, 2016, was snowing, rain and cold. It's so horrible. The whole night I have to clean the roof of train. I have to clean the snow, and finally, in the main time, my tent was like it fell down with the snow, and we have to stay with the snow like it. Other thing is they have also refugees, and you know as well the refugees also from many countries, different countries. But most of the Arabic they are racist for me. I'm sorry to say that, but this is my experience. I couldn't get outside in my train because even I couldn't go toilet alone, because in the day, in the night, they propose me directly. Do you like to sex with me? I like to sex with you? I mean directly. They don't have respect for the other people. Even they don't know how to speak with the other people. We used to live with the Pakistani people. As well, you know our religion. I belong to Muslim religion, and in our country, especially Pakistan, Bangladesh, as well Afghanistan, Iran, we belong a Muslim country, and our religion couldn't accept kind of this relationship. So that's the problem these people can't accept, who people are very religious. So we have to suffer a lot as well in Moria, because we used to live with the other Pakistani people, and the society also Pakistani and Bangladeshi. I get lot of depression and scared from the situations, and that's the reason we couldn't say that our relationship, I have a gender issue, I couldn't say anything. And in the beginning to 5 months between this time, I met psychologist, because one day I was fell down in the toilet. I was so sick, and they bring me with the ambulance in the public hospital, and they treat me with the medications. After they suggest me for a psychologist. Then I went to the psychologist when I was in Moria, and that time I start to speak with the psychologist about my all problems. Then he suggests me to go UN and request for a accommodation out of the Moria. I like to thank that woman. She's a police. She's a police of grace. So one day we speak each other, and I tell her about my all problems, and it becomes a good friends. She go to UN office and she requests to the officer after we got the appointment. I like to thank her that she help us. Some police also racist here. Some police also very big racist, but some police are very good. Most of the bullying, most of the abusing from the people about my gender issue. When they saw me, now I recognize myself like this, but in the beginning it was so difficult for me. And I met in the street with the Santiago, and he involved me in this group, and they gives me inspiration, they gives me a life, a good life, seriously, they are my inspiration. And because of them, now I'm continue in my life, because before here also, I trying to kill myself. I was in the hospital 3 days because of all those things. So our groups, our organizations, they treat me how do I continue my life, and I'm so glad and thankful to belong in our group.